Hey, if you are looking to start a box truck business and you're trying to get a loan at the bank to be able to purchase your first box truck, and the bank has asked you for a set of financial projections, you've come to the right place because we have built a box truck financial projection template built specifically for this purpose. And I'm going to walk you through how this template works, how to fill it out, so that you can fill it out for your own scenario, your own situation, and hopefully use that to help secure a loan to get your business started. You can also use this template to kind of forecast a growing box truck business. So if you already have maybe one truck, but you want to add a couple more trucks and you want to see how the financials play out, we can help you do that too with this. So, but before I dive in, just a little bit of background. My name is Adam Huxema. I'm the co-founder of Projection Hub. And over the last decade, we've helped over 50,000 entrepreneurs create financial projections for all sorts of different businesses and industries. Today, specifically focused on this new box truck financial projection template, which we put a link to in the description of the video below, so you can go grab the template, follow along there. Also, while you're down there, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel, as we're trying to put out more content that's helpful to business owners and entrepreneurs in all sorts of different industries, and give you helpful tips and tricks. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so we're starting on the At a Glance tab here, and this is kind of the end of the process. So after you have done all the work to fill out your assumptions and create your projections, you'll get to see a 5-year profit and loss at a glance here, some key summary data, some different graphs and charts that are going to be helpful for you. And then you'll also get a 5-year cash flow summary, a 5-year income statement summary, a 5-year balance sheet summary. And then you get the income statement, cash flow, and balance sheet all broken down by month for each of the 5 years as well. So you get the annual summary data along with that kind of monthly detail that you may need, especially in the early days. But in order to produce all these reports, we have a little bit of work to do. So we need to fill out these blue tabs, which are input assumption tabs. And I'm going to walk you through what I've done here. So let me zoom in just a little bit here. Okay, so you can see, you can start projection start month here. You can put in a personal investment or investment from an outside investor, so you can add multiple investment lines here. The key here is that probably if you are trying to get a loan, the bank is going to want some sort of skin in the game. They're going to want you to put some money in, some money down into the business or to help purchase the truck, right? So we're assuming a $20,000 personal investment into the business. Accounts receivable terms, so this is saying that 50% of your sales you will be paid upon delivery, and 50% of your sales you'll be paid on a net 30 payment. So depending on who your customer is, you may complete deliveries, and then you may invoice and then not get paid for maybe 30 days. And so let's say that was the case, and for all of your customers you didn't expect to get paid until 30 days after completing the work. You'd want to put 0% in here so that this will change to 100% of sales on a net 30 payment. If you're paid immediately upon delivery or even ahead of time, then you could put 100% up here or some mix of the two. So that's what we're looking for there. On accounts payable terms, this just means you're paying your bills when you've incurred the expense. I would leave this probably at 100%. Inventory, we have set at 0. It's unlikely that as a box truck owner, you're going to have inventory on hand that you own, so we've just set that at 0. All right, so it's possible that you might have a business where you have a building, maybe you have multiple trucks, and maybe you have a warehouse of some sort. So you could, here in the fixed asset section, add in buildings or leasehold improvements that you made to a building that you're leasing, any equipment that you have. I've left this all as 0 kind of as a starting point. But if you did have that, let's say you had a forklift. Maybe put in a $15,000 forklift, so you put that value in there, and then if you purchase that in month 1 of your model, okay? So that's how you do that if you're going to have equipment. But we're focused on just trucks here for this example. So I've got 2 trucks here in as an example, and so we've got truck 1. We're saying we purchased it, a purchase price of $60,000. We've got 10 years until sale or until that kind of the useful life of the truck is over, and a salvage cost, meaning kind of the scrap value after the 10 years of $10,000. And we're going to purchase that truck in month 1. And here, this amount financed per truck, this $54,000. So we're assuming a 90% financing. So 90% of the $60,000 purchase price, we're assuming will be financed with a $54,000 loan at 8% and paid over 60 months. So you can put in your own terms for that. Now you'll notice this monthly payment per truck is blacked out in this scenario. And if you were to change this from purchased to leased, so let's say you lease your box truck, you'll notice that the model changes and it blacks out different cells here, right? So it's blacking out the cells that are no longer relevant. So if you're leasing, then you don't have a purchase price of a truck. You're not going to sell it because you don't own it in the first place. You're not going to get a loan. But instead, you'll have a lease payment. And so this is where you'd want to put in that monthly payment, that monthly lease payment per truck, okay? All right, so we're going to go back to assuming we purchased this. And then just as another example, we said, hey, we're going to buy a second truck in month 25. So the beginning of year 3 in the model, we're assuming that we're buying another truck for $70,000 and financing a portion of that as well. Then finally down here on the input assumptions tab, we have an SBA loan of $25,000, an 8% rate over 60 months. All right, so that's all we need to know on that tab. Now we're on to the import revenue tab. And there are a number of different ways that you might forecast revenue for a box truck business. So, you might get paid per mile, you might get paid per hour, you might get paid per delivery. And so what we ended up doing is we tried to build the model in such a way that everything kind of converts to a rate per hour. So if you're paid by the mile, you need to think about how many miles you might be able to drive in an hour on average. Or if you're paid by delivery, per delivery, then you want to think about how many deliveries you can make in an hour to come up with some average hourly rate. I guess I'm jumping ahead a little bit because what we need to enter in here first is the days per week of operation. So we're saying we're driving 5 days a week and a maximum of 10 hours per day. And we have the kind of this split into local delivery and then this other revenue. So I think most folks are probably going to be using a box truck for local delivery. And so we said, hey, we're going to say 50% of the capacity, our capacity is going to be used for local delivery. So we entered in those percentages there. And then what that does is it helps us calculate the hours per month that we're driving for what we're calling local delivery work. And then we can say, what is the average revenue per hour that we're generating for local delivery work? We're saying that's $80 an hour, and we think that's going to grow at 4% per year. We're going to grow that rate at 4% per year. And for driver pay, we have 0 entered in here because we're assuming that this is an owner-operator situation, that you're not going to pay yourself a salary per se. You're the owner, so you're going to get the profits, right? So we've left this at 0. Now, if you are hiring a driver, you could put in a driver pay per hour here. I'll also show you if you rather just put in a salary rate later for a driver, we can show you how to do that as well. All right, now you're going to have variable costs as well. And so, again, we're kind of trying to focus everything around the cost per hour. So what is the cost per hour to operate your truck in terms of fuel, tires, repairs and maintenance, tolls? And again, a lot of these expenses will end up being maybe tied to mileage, but it probably kind of depends on the type of driving that you're doing. And so, again, we wanted to try to make things consistent in terms of if we're talking about revenue per hour and paying drivers per hour, that we wanted to think of these variable costs per hour. So if you need help kind of thinking through how do I convert my fuel cost into an hourly cost, you can reach out to us, or leave a comment in the comment section below. But the way you want to think about it is, in the average hour, if I'm going to drive 50 miles, and I get 10 miles to the gallon, so I'm going to be burning 5 gallons of fuel every hour, and the price of fuel I think is going to be $3.25. And so 5 times $3.25, that would be what you'd want to put in here for your fuel per hour. So that's the kind of math you need to think through. Okay, so once you've done that, you have your local delivery revenue and your variable costs here. And this other revenue, this is basically just a different section for you to kind of have, let's say you do different types of delivery. So maybe some days of the week you're driving for a local retailer delivering furniture. And maybe they have a certain payment structure and it's a different rate per hour or something. And then other days a week you are, you're delivering, you're doing work for Amazon or something. And it has a different payment structure, right? So this just gives you 2 options to kind of put in your 2 different formats and rates per hour and expenses per hour for that. So hopefully that makes some sense for you. The way you want to enter this in then is we're assuming that 50% of your available hours are going for local delivery here. And then of the remaining 50% of capacity you have, this is saying of that remaining 50%, we're using 65% of that other available hours, we're using that for this other revenue source that we have, okay? And you enter in those same assumptions as you did above. All right, so now on to input other expenses. You can input these expenses like advertising, insurance, license plates, permits, and I'm sure you may have some others depending on your specific situation and business model, but you can enter those either as a fixed dollar amount, meaning it's the same dollar amount each month, like $100 per month, or on a per truck basis. So we said we have insurance of $500 a month per truck. So the model's automatically going to see, hey, we purchased another truck in month 25, so it's going to kick in that additional $500 a month of expense when you bring on that second truck. Same thing with license plates, and then permits we set at a fixed monthly rate. All right, now finally, we have the input salaries and owner draw tab. So here you could put in, let's say, when it's just you as an owner operator, you probably don't need a dispatcher or an office manager. It's really just you. There's not a whole lot to manage. It's just you operating the truck, right? But as you grow, maybe you have a couple trucks. So we said, hey, in month 37, we're going to get a part-time office manager dispatcher here at a salary of $25,000. And month ending, this position ends at month 60 because the model is a 60-month model, 5-year model. And we have one of these employees. So you can enter in assumptions there for salary positions. Now, if you wanted to put your drivers on salary, you could put a driver in here and put a fixed salary in for a driver as well. All right, and that brings us back to our at a glance. And so again, we're thinking of this as kind of owner-operator model. And so this shows you what you can do with in terms of profit. Now, the first 2 years you have just one truck. So we're based on the assumptions we had in there, we're assuming $193,000 in year 2 revenue with a net income of $89,000, which seems to be kind of reasonable within the research we've done on what a box truck could do in terms of profit. But again, your unique situation and your customers will cause this to vary. And so that's why it's good to go through the exercise of filling these numbers out for your specific scenario. Okay, so I think with that, we're done. And if you have any questions, please reach out, support@projectionhub.com, and we'd be happy to help answer any questions that you might have. Or if you need some help filling the template out, you'd rather just have someone do that, reach out, we can help you with that as well. All right, thanks.